Good morning, everybody. Hello. How is everybody this morning on this wonderful Sunday? Hello. Welcome to your English lesson with me, Teacher Alison, native British English teacher from London. Today we are going to be looking at how we describe people using idioms and some rare or perhaps not so much used positive and negative adjectives. Okay, if you are new to the Engli-teach lessons, then go along to engli-teach.com where you can get your free book here, and you can also join our live English lessons where you can speak and practice English with real English teachers, which is a great thing to do if you want to really learn how to speak English for your job or for any IELTS or Cambridge English exams. Wonderful. Okay, let's make a move. So today we're going to be looking at describing people and their character. Now, I'm just going to go through a couple of expressions today, and then we're going to move on to some adjectives. So we all understand, I think this particular one, you look great, is pretty well used. You look great. And you can use this formally and informally. Oh, you look great, or you look very nice. You could use that at work, you could use that with friends, with family. You look hot is not something to use in the office or at work unless you know the person really, really well. Because when you say you look hot, that's quite informal and it's quite racy. It's quite a racy comment. It's not a reserved comment. So I would save that one really just for friends and family. And this basically means that you think somebody looks really, really nice. Okay. You look absolutely ravishing. Absolutely ravishing. So when you ravish something, you take it all. It's something that's very, very nice. A cake can be ravishing. I love ice cream. I love chocolate ice cream. I just want to ravish it all. So this means I just want to eat it all, have it all. So when you talk about somebody looking ravishing, you mean that they look so nice that you just want to eat them. You look absolutely ravishing. Okay. You look drop dead gorgeous. You look drop dead gorgeous. This basically means when you see someone, they look so wonderful that you could drop dead. So you look drop dead gorgeous. And again, I would only use this for friends and family. Now, this is quite a peculiar one, and it's kind of like an idiom. You look like something that the cat just dragged in. You look like something that the cat just dragged in. So here you're basically saying that somebody doesn't really look very good. They've been dragged in, so like maybe all their hair is back and they don't look very good. Because normally when a cat brings something into a house from outside, it's dead or it's half dead, and it doesn't look normally very nice because the cat has been licking at it and maybe eaten it. So if someone says that you look like something that the cat has just dragged in, that is not a compliment at all. That's somebody telling you that they think you don't look very good at all. All right. So if someone says this to you, look worried. Okay. You look fit to paint the town red. You look fit to paint the town red. Now, when you use this again is first of all, let's look at when you would use this. You would use this perhaps if somebody was going out for the evening or going to a party and they were all dressed up, you know, a really nice dress or suit if it's a man, hair really nicely done, looks really nice. Now, you look fit is another expression, another word that we use to say that someone looks really good. Not that they are, you know, healthy, fit, but wow, you look fit means you look really nice. But to paint the town red. So this basically means that you're going to spend a lot of money, you're going to be having lots of fun, and basically painting the town red. Red comes from the colour of the money, the banknotes in England. So you look fit to paint the town red. So let me know if any of you use these types of adjectives in your expressions when you are talking to someone about how they look. Now, let's have a little look now at describing someone's character. So here we looked at how somebody looks, what they physically look like on the outside. Now we're going to look at how we describe their internal assets, as it were. We're going to look at describing their character. Now, why is this important? Because often you have to know how to describe someone's character for all sorts of reasons, for work, for conversation. But when you're talking about somebody, you often talk about their characteristics, the types of qualities they have as a person that makes them who they are, and inevitably makes you either like someone or don't like them. So it's quite interesting. So we're going to start with some positive characteristics. Let's just move that over here. We're going to start with some positive characteristics first of all. So you can describe somebody as being positive, as being humorous, as being funny. And if you say like, oh, I really like John, he's really funny, he makes me laugh, it means that he has a good sense of humour. Maybe he's quite jovial. Jovial is another word we use to describe someone who's cheerful and happy and makes jokes. Maybe they are very entertaining as well, if that's the case. You know, they make you laugh, they're quite funny, so we consider them to be quite entertaining. So humorous is quite a good adjective to use. Okay, kind. I like Anna, she's really kind. Because of that, I know I can always go to her. I have a friend in her because she is kind. So you're talking about someone who you really like because they're nice. Considerate. If somebody is considerate, what does this mean? Well, it means that they take time to think about other people or other things other than those things or people that affect them. So they consider other people, they consider other situations, other feelings, other things. So we say they are considerate. He's very considerate. Okay? All right, straightforward. Straightforward. Now think about it. Have you ever described somebody as being straightforward? So straightforward means like straight, like this. I like Alison, she's straightforward. What does this mean? So this means that someone doesn't beat around the bush. This is an idiom. Doesn't take you round in circles when they're talking to you. They talk about things directly and they communicate directly by speaking very frankly. Okay, so they say exactly what they think in the minimum amount of words normally. That's what straightforward means. And when someone is straightforward, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are rude. They're not rude, they're just very honest, very direct, very straightforward. And quite often, people who are straightforward don't gossip about other people, gossip, say things about other people. Gossip. Are you a gossiper? Okay, so next we have cheerful. If someone is cheerful, they are positive, they are optimistic, and they believe that good things will happen most of the time. So that's some of the words, some of the adjectives that you can use to describe a positive character. Now let's have a look at how you can use these words actually in a sentence or a couple of sentences in a phrase. So my workmate John is really funny. He is a very cheerful person, is always smiling, and is most of the time in a good mood. I like working with him. So let's pick out some of these adjectives. My workmate John is really funny. He is a very cheerful person, is always smiling, and is most of the time in a good mood. I like working with him. So basically, this person has given us a great big happy okay smile. So these are how you would use adjectives combined in different sentences when you are positively describing somebody. Okay? Any questions? If you have any questions, let me know. Okay. Now then, I'm going to go on to looking at some negative adjectives right now, okay? Negative adjectives. So this is the opposite of what we have just been doing. So let's get to this. Okay, negative adjectives. Now, you should all know by now that adjectives is a describing word, okay? It's a describing word. So negative adjectives are words like dishonest. If someone is dishonest, they don't tell the truth, okay? Someone who is dishonest. And generally speaking, people don't really like a dishonest person, generally speaking. They are unreliable. So unreliable means that you can't depend on them and that somebody is generally quite insincere, okay? Selfish. If someone is selfish, they only think about themselves. Quite often when people are arguing, you will hear someone say often, oh, you're really selfish. You're only thinking of things from your side, from your perspective. You're not thinking about me, what I want, what I need. So selfish is used a lot, especially in arguments. Self-centered. If you want to describe somebody as being self-centered, this is somebody that normally only thinks about themselves, okay? Only thinks about themselves. And self-obsessed. Someone who is self-obsessed is somebody who only thinks about themselves, okay? They only think about themselves, what they want, the things that are important to them. They're not really interested in other people and other people's situations. Now, let's have a little look. Have I got any questions? Okay. Actually, Hashim, I've just had, yes, of course you can. Yes, you can. Yes, I will let you do that now. Okay. And how would you use these in a phrase? Let's have a little look. How would you use these in a phrase? Here we go. My niece Anna is a tricky one. She seems to be very self-centered and self-obsessed at the moment. Oh dear, poor Anna. I am finding that she is also pretty unreliable right now. Okay? So let's have a little look at these adjectives. Okay, my niece Anna is a tricky one. Now, when you describe someone as being tricky, okay, when we say someone is tricky, think of the magician, you know, a clown or a magician. You don't know what they're going to do next. And quite often, when you're thinking about someone and you're unsure of what they're going to do next, we consider them to be unpredictable. Unpredictable. Okay, unpredictable. And a kinder way of describing someone as being unpredictable, because unpredictable is quite negative, you would say tricky. So tricky is a nicer way of saying that somebody is unpredictable. Okay. Unpredictable is often a word that's used to describe maybe criminals or people that you know, are a little bit unsafe to be around because of their behaviour. So sometimes we try to avoid that, because if you say, oh, Claire she's a bit unpredictable, that's like, ooh, what's that? And it makes you kind of step back from the person. So unless you want somebody to do that, then we generally don't use that word. So my niece Anna is a tricky one. She seems, let's just pull this over a little bit. Here we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? Okay. Let's move this over here. All right, we've got a bit more space now. Okay, my niece Anna is a tricky one. She seems to be very self-centered and self-obsessed. So we've done tricky, self-centered and self-obsessed at the moment. I am finding that she is also pretty unreliable. Now, this is an interesting use of the word pretty, because quite often when we talk about someone who is pretty, we're like, oh, pretty, nice hair, nice skin, nice face, nice clothes, pretty. That person is very pretty. They are pretty to look at. But here, pretty doesn't mean that. Here, pretty is reinforcing the word of unreliable. They're pretty unreliable. So when we use pretty like this, it's like they're often unreliable, often. So pretty unreliable here means often. And I'm going to put pretty in brackets there. Okay. All right, let's have a little look. Facebook's doing weird things with the live stream. Sometimes I'm able to see it and sometimes it's kind of disappearing. So I need to have a quick look at your questions. Okay, Hashim, let me know if you're not able to do that, okay, and I will help you out with that. Any questions at all?
The live stream.
Let me know. Okay. All right, everybody, that brings us to the end of our little live lesson today. As I said at the beginning of our lesson today, if you want to know more about how you can learn English, then go along to Engli-teach.com. You can get this free book by opening up a free access account. It's completely free. And it gives you some 5 different steps that you can take to learning English independently on your own. If you want to practice more spoken English with English teachers, real qualified English teachers like myself, you can join our group lessons, which are brilliant fun and they're very affordable. They're $39.99 for the entire month. And you get access to our Engli-teach Learning Lab as well. So not only do you get the live lesson with a teacher, but you also get resources for the lesson, you get quizzes, you get all sorts of other things as well that all support the lesson that you've had. So they are a brilliant, it's a brilliant way to learn. It's great because you get to practice your spoken English, you get documentation and lessons and resources that you can read, and you can continue learning and testing yourself around the lessons with additional quizzes. So it's great. It's a great way to learn. Anyway, that's it for today. Happy Sunday, and I will see you all tomorrow for a quick live lesson at 10 o'clock here, and have a wonderful Sunday. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.